Welcome back to the Maelstrom, ladies and gentlemen. Today it'll be Tyranids versus Chaos Demons. We'll be playing the Scouring. There are 5 objectives scattered around the battlefield. You get 5 points for 2 or more objectives, 5 points for 3 or more, and 5 for holding more than your opponent. The Tyranids will be coming from this table edge with the Chaos Demons on the opposite. We'll be right back with the armies. So tonight I'll be playing Chaos Demons. For my HQs, I have a Demon Prince with Miasma of Pestilence for a power and dual Malefic Talons. He also has wings. I have a Lord of Change. His powers are Boon of Change, Flickering Flames, and Gaze of Fate. He is my Warlord with Incorporeal Form. He also has a Rod of Sorcery and the relic for the army, the Everstav. For my troops, I have 2 squads of 15 Bloodletters. One has a Banner of Blood, but they both have Demonic Icons and Instrument of Chaos. I have 2 squads of 12 Pink Horrors. They both have Icons and Instruments. And I have 2 squads of 20 Plague Bearers with Icons and Instruments. For fast attack, I have 2 squads of 4 Screamers. And for heavy support, I have 2 Soul Grinders with the Mark of Zinch.
Tyranid today is going to go with Hive Fleet Kronos. Our 3 HQs that we're going to start off with is our Hive Tyrant, Tervagon, and Tyranid Prime. The Hive Tyrant has a heavy venom cannon, 2 death spitters with Slimer maggots, with casting powers of Catalyst and Psychic Scream. Our Tervagon has massive scything talons and power of Symbile Storm. And our Tyranid Prime, it has a death spitter and scything talons. For troops, we have 1 squad of Termagants with 15 Devourers and 15 Fleshborers, and then 2 squads of Termagants with 10 as with Devourers and 10 with Fleshborers. We have Tyranid Warriors, 1 with a Biocannon. For our elites, we have 3 Hive Guard and then Venom Thropes. For heavy support, we have 2 Carnifexes and 2 Tyrannifexes.
Deployment is complete. You want to walk us down your deployment, Caden?
So we have Termagants coming up the middle, so we can get as many objectives as we can. We also have our Hive Tyrant in the middle as well. He's looking back just to make sure everything's okay. On the right side, we have some Venom Thropes and Tervagon and a Tyrannifex as well. On the other side, we have our Tyranid Warriors with our Tyranid Prime. Backing that up is a Tyrannifex, 2 Carnifexes, and some Hive Guard.
Everything's committed, correct?
Yes.
On the demon side, have Pink Horrors taking up both flanks, gonna try and grab the objectives. Got a squad of Bloodletters in the front, gonna try and serve the Blood God to the best of their abilities. My second squad is gonna be in the Warp. Got 2 squads of Plague Bearers on each side with their Demon Prince backing them up. Got a Lord of Change and 2 Soul Grinders bringing up the back with Screamers behind the building to avoid being targeted. And here's our roll for first turn. Tyranids got a 1 and Demons got a 6. Demons got the first turn, and we'll be right back. So all of my little demons, Plague Bearers and Horrors, advance forward. The Screamers advance forward to get closer. Hopefully fly over the enemy next turn. All my big stuff just move forward since it's moving faster than the rest of the army. The Far Soul Grinder fired his Flim Bombardment into these gaunts and his Harvester Cannon back into Mama. No effect other than the gaunts, and this Soul Grinder fired through the gap into the Hive Guard and the gaunts and brought down a couple gaunts, nothing on the Hive Guard. We'll be right back with Tyranids, turn 1. Tyranid, turn 1 is in the books. Caton, walk us down it.
Termagants and the Hive Tyrant went up through the middle with backing up with the Venomthropes and the Turvagon. We had the Carnifexes move up as well, had the Hive Guard and Tyrannifexes stay right where they were. We also had the Warriors and the Tyranid Prime move up a little bit. Through shooting and Psychic phase, we didn't really get through much. We did Smite over towards his Screamers, and we managed to get one down for
Psychic
Smite.
Scream.
And Psychic Scream, my bad. Psychic Scream, we used Psychic Scream over there, got one of them down. We shot over there with our Termagants and managed to get another one, and that was about it. We had a really bad shooting phase with them.
Yeah, the Hive Tyrant brought down the final Screamer from that front squad. Yeah. Got one left in it.
Yeah. We used our Warriors and our Prime over here to shoot at his, what are those?
Pink Horrors.
We shot at his Pink Horrors. We managed to get two of them down. No luck there as well. For our Hive Guard, we shot at towards his middle area and managed to get four of them down with Symbiostorm and Single-Minded Annihilation.
Yeah, I thought he was going to have 7 or 8, but their invul saves turned on.
Yeah. The last-ditch effort to shoot, we used our Tyrannifexes to shoot his...
my Lord of Change and my Soul Grinder.
Yeah, we didn't hit any on his Lord of Change, but we did manage to get 8 wounds in his Soul Grinder.
Yep. So that is turn 1 in the books. We'll be right back with turn 2. So my Pink Horrors, these stood still and are strategic scanning on this objective. These move forward to get a better hold on it, and they're scanning as well. Lord of Change move forward. These Plague Bearers advance forward. These Bloodletters move forward and pop their Banner of Blood to charge through the gap into these Gaunts. These Plague Bearers just moved forward, tried to charge these Gaunts in front of them, but were unable to reach. And this Soul Grinder fired everything over here. Didn't do anything to the Tyrannifex. The Soul Grinder over here fired into the Hive Tyrant and brought him down 4 wounds. So the Screamers also, they moved right here in front. They're charging, and this one moved over to get his slashing attacks. We'll work the assaults and be right back. So assault phase comes to a wrap. The Bloodletters failed on their first attempt at attacking. I spent 3 points on Frenetic Bloodlust. They did better and brought the squad down to 2 guys left. Over here, the Screamers managed to kill 4 of the Gaunts, but the Gaunts managed to knock 1 of them down in return. We'll be right back with Tyranid, turn 2. Tyranid, turn 2 is up to the assault phase.
First off, we used our Termagants and moved up a little bit, and then we spawned some back with the Turvagon. We got 10 of those back, and we managed to shoot at the Bloodletters and get all of them down using most of the Termagants as well. The Warriors over here on the left, we shot at his Pink Horrors and managed to get everything but 2 of those down. We did shoot a little bit with the Termagants into his Plague Bearers, and we managed to get 5 of those as well. We shot with the Tyrannifex, the Hive Tyrant, and the Hive Guard at his Lord of Change and his, what was the big guy?
The Demon Prince.
The Demon Prince. We managed to get the Demon Prince down, but for no luck, we could not hit the Lord of Change at all. We put everything back into him, and we even used Single-Minded Annihilation for the Hive Guard, and we still could not hit except for 3 wounds.
Yep. This Carnifex right here was actually the MVP for the shooting phase. He used Pathogenic Slime and managed to cut the Nurgle Demon Prince down. We'll be right back after the assault phase. Tyranid, assault phase is a wrap.
So the Termagants went in for the Screamers and didn't do a dang thing. They tried and tried, but nothing happened.
They did get 1 wound through, though.
Yeah, one. The Tervagon, she tried to hit, but just kept missing.
Yeah, she missed with every attack. Sad day for the Tyranids, but Demons have the next go. Turn 3. Demons, turn 3 is up to the assault phase. These Plague Bears move forward. They're going to be charging into the Tyranid warriors right here. This Soul Grinder shot through the gap at the Hive Tyrant and brought 3 wounds out of him. These Pink Horrors moved off of the previous objective they were scanning so they could scan another objective. These Plague Bears move forward and they're now charging into both of these Gaunt squads. These Pink Horrors moved up to grab the objective after this Gaunt dies off. And this Soul Grinder fired everything into the Hive Tyrant. Didn't manage to do anything to him though. I also brought in my Bloodletters over here and they're going to be charging the Tyrannifex to try and bring her down. Assault phase comes to a wrap. The Tyrannifex took 8 wounds, knocking out 2 Bloodletters in return. Here, the warriors managed to knock down 3 Plague Bears, and I dealt 2 wounds to a warrior in return. And over here, I managed to kill the 1 Gaunt and a couple Gaunts over here, and he took out 2 Plague Bears in return. We'll be right back with Tyranids, turn 3. Tyranid, turn 3 is up to the assault phase.
So we moved everything up just a little bit. Our warriors, our Termagants, except for the middle one, we moved them back to get them out of combat. Everything else stayed the same. We used Psychic Scream on his Plague Bearers and managed to get 1 of them down with that. We did Smite and then Perilled, but it didn't do anything to our guy itself. And then we used a command point to use Smite again, and that went off and managed to get 1 more Plague Bearer down. Shooting, we shot with the Hive Tyrant into the Plague Bearers. He managed to get 1 of them. We used all of the Termagants with the Devourers and Flesh Borers, and we managed to get 5 of them. We used our Tyrannifex. He shot at the Screamers and Pink Horrors and didn't manage to get any of them, but that's alright. We used our Carnifex, Hive Guard and Carnifex over here into the Plague Bearers, and we managed to get the rest of them down, except for 3. We used our Carnifex over here, and we managed to get a couple wounds into his Soul Grinder.
Yep, leaves him at 5 wounds. He's charging into these Plague Bears, trying to mop them up and get them out of his backfield. We'll be right back. Assault phase comes to a wrap. The warriors here were able to bring down 1 of the Plague Bears. The Gaunts over here managed to bring down another one. And then on this side, the Tyrannifex managed to cut 1 Bloodletter down. After how much of his army is locked up, Caton is going to tap out there.
Though the Tyranids were able to preserve a good amount of their forces throughout the game, the demons expanded early on the territory they had. Poor shooting from the monsters also left a good portion of the demons intact, allowing them to tally up the points for holding objectives and leap out to a large lead. Once the lines closed and became engaged, the Tyranid list just didn't have anywhere to go. If you like this video and want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notifications anytime we put out new content. We're ever expanding into new factions and different units to keep the game fresh, and this is only possible because of the great fan base we have. To all of you who regularly watch our content, thank you. To all of our newcomers, welcome. We hope you will stick around. We also want to offer a shout out to our patrons. You guys have done so much in the early stages of our Patreon growth to help us out, and the money is going straight back into improvements here at the Maelstrom in editing and recording technologies. For less than the cost of a single cup of coffee, you can offer your support as well and help us to continue to improve our quality of content. We also offer perks to those who offer this financial assistance in the forms of early ad-free videos and channel merchandise. If you're interested in helping us expand our content, follow our Patreon link below to get started. That's all we have for today, but there's plenty more content coming in the near future. Stay tuned as the grim darkness of the far future continues.